All right, tell me about your project.
Our project was about getting kids to eat outside, and we had these benches here and that were kind of in a little bit of a rough shape, so we just fixed them up, and we wanted to get kids to be able to eat outside and work outside in a safer environment, especially with COVID going on, just being able to spread out more and just get that fresh air.
So I'd say that the main goal of our project was to connect volunteers with people in need within the Pewaukee community.
For example, we did help the Reed family and assisted them in several ways with kind of volunteering our time to help with everything that they were going through as a family unit.
I created a children's book. It's centered around mental health and specifically ADHD. When some of my classmates would act out, I never understood why. Now that I'm older, I obviously understand that they can't control that. They have a mental health disorder that's just a literal chemical imbalance in their brain. And I just kind of researched the best ways to teach children. Children love books, and I went over to PLE and I actually read books to kids, and they sat down and listened to me perfectly. So I feel like that's the best way for them to learn and create communication skills and reading skills.
Our project is a fitness website that we designed with Pewaukee in mind. The weight room can be a very intimidating place, so we decided we wanted to help beginners and give them a foundation that they can work off of.
So we created an app called PKE Fit so that we can help share our knowledge that we've learned over the years.
But we had to get into that mentality of the audience that we're targeting knows absolutely nothing of what we're trying to teach them. So we had to break it down to just the basics, they're learning for the first time. So I'd say that was the biggest challenge and probably the biggest learning arc that we had between all of us.
Our project is a therapy dog program. The week before finals week, we'll be bringing in dogs. Kids can sign up for 10-minute appointment slots to meet with those dogs to relieve any stress and anxieties prior to finals.
We noticed, since we're both juniors, that we have had a lot of stress throughout this entire year, and also, with COVID, everything, it's been very stressful. Focus on something that can improve stress throughout the human body, and we knew that was also a goal of the administration, is to improve mental health throughout the student body. We had to do all the communication, we had to reach out to experts in the field, we had to learn a lot about how to manage different problems and find solutions for unique situations.
So originally, my main motive was to support moms in our community. Time consumption for parents is a huge thing, and being able to have your child on campus daycare would just be a huge step up from having to take your child to daycare. So I set up a few meetings with Dr. Katie. I had meetings with my 5th grade teacher about what I could do specifically to help our staff. We sent out a survey, and that was probably the biggest thing that was we have demand for this, and this is what teachers would like to have next year. My biggest takeaway was that I wanted to make moms and dads' lives easier ultimately, because I think a lot of the attention doesn't go to them.
The issue that we really wanted to focus on was increasing knowledge about women's reproductive health among the students at the high school. Early on in our project, we had sent out a survey to the high school students, and we found that there was a general lack of complete knowledge about topics such as menstruation, menopause, and birth control.
We hope to expand the health curriculum to include more topics, just so that we get rid of that lack of knowledge, and this will hopefully create more empathy among the students and more just general knowledge, so that the students of Pewaukee can make better health decisions regarding their own body.
I think we found that there was a huge lack of knowledge in certain topics in the high school, so we figured that by having this survey from the middle schoolers, we could break that lack of knowledge earlier on.
So we were stuck in the research phase of our project for a very long time. We spent most of the semester doing research instead of figuring out what our product would be. So we really had to learn how to be resilient, because we changed what we wanted our product to be a million times, and we just really had to focus on getting the right research of what we wanted and then building something off of the research that we found. And especially with Dr. Bosanic, she really sat down and took the time to listen to us, and it was really nice to just be able to share ideas and get them out there and have someone listen to it.
We named ourselves PHS Pulse, and our goal was to kind of start the conversation of how social media negatively impacts people's perception of themselves and their self-confidence. So we created kind of an awareness week, an event week where we made posters and we made an Instagram account.
We did a lot of research, which later became our Instagram posts. So that was really nice to kind of see it come together and to see people liking the Instagram posts or talking about them. And just to kind of see all the designs that we each did, since we designed everything ourselves, that was really nice to see it up around the school and kind of looking better than we even hoped. And
with the Instagram statistics, we saw that we got like 100 followers, but we also had like over like 1,000 interactions total, so we're reaching a lot of people. We had a lot of people make comments and say, wow, this is a really good idea, it helped me my confidence, or I didn't know this about another student. I think it helped like students get closer together so they know like how other students are feeling and that everyone has their own insecurities, and I think overall just helps students understand each other, and we hope that our products that we made help build their confidence.